is the RIOT Podcast, Wednesday, February 8th edition. Good day. Well, really good show today.
Good
really
show, everybody. Good show.
Pat yourself on the
Yay.
back.
Woo.
We did a great job.
Good job.
Uh-huh.
That we did. That we did.
Make sure you text and say hi. Of course, we'll unveil some of the wonderful things that you're going to be able to experience in this podcast. But make sure you text and say hi and that you're listening at 877-2-RADIO-U. Just say, hey, I'm a podcast listener, and send us your name.
We talked about a
I don't
new
need
diet.
last names, though, just first. So.
Just first, please. We talked about a pizza diet and pretty much just solely pizza.
So, Isaiah, if you could do a one-item only diet for 1 month, which is what this guy did, even though you could have variations of the
Yes.
one item,
Yeah.
would you do pizza? What would you do?
I think I would do hamburgers.
Hamburgers?
I think that would be my choice because I could do a lot of different ones, you know?
I think I could do more pizzas, though.
It depends. Like if you went like a bunless lunch, or you had like
Patty
a turkey
melts.
burger,
Yeah.
like a patty melt, you could change it out enough.
I guess you could, but turkey burgers aren't very good, so that would probably
Turkey burgers aren't bad.
It'd be a disappointment to me.
Well, this guy was eating pizza pizzas.
Yeah, have you ever done that?
Yeah,
They're
they're
pretty
not.
good.
They're pretty good. So's a turkey burger.
It's better than
Yeah.
a turkey burger.
I think your turkey burgers are pretty underrated, actually.
What about, you know what's even better is a tortilla pizza?
Oh,
I've done that. Those
that's
are
good.
real nice. That'd be
Yeah.
much better than a turkey burger.
Well, this guy was talking mostly about a calorie deficit
Yeah.
and what could you have for a month if it meant you could, still eat whatever you wanted.
It's inspiring.
Let's see
Very
if you're
inspiring.
inspired.
We also did Would You Rather Wednesday for a Super Bowl Would You Rather, as that's coming up here in a couple days.
Yeah, we always like getting new Would You Rathers in. It makes our job easier. So if you text in at 8772-RADIO, you can answer this week's Would You Rather and give us one for next time. But we find out that we're wildly different here on the RIOT. Once again.
Maybe
Once
next
again.
Wednesday we should do a day after Valentine's Day one. So it's a something
Ooh.
post Valentine's
Yeah.
Day.
That's a good idea. Post Valentine's Day,
Ooh.
Would You Rather?
Like a breakup one.
Yes, that's
Would
good.
you rather get, well, we'll just have to
Why?
work.
Yeah. Ooh,
Yeah, we got to
ooh,
work
ooh,
on
ooh.
this. Work on this.
We also talked about talking in your sleep. Do you do it? If you have, what have been the consequences?
Can I tell you the worst thing that I did in my sleep?
Is it talking
Pee?
or is there something
You
else?
pee in your sleep?
Oh, no.
Well, no.
Don't tell me that. Do not say if
go to
someone's
the
done
bed.
that.
Actually, no, I have wandered off a few times to like go to the bathroom and sleep and wound up in the wrong place.
Yes.
But
I've got a really funny story
but
about
I've
that,
never
actually.
peed on anything I wasn't supposed to, like since I've been, potty trained. But no, I know one time, and nobody can prove this or disprove it, but why would I say this if it wasn't true? Is that one time when like I was a teenager living with my parents, I woke up and my pants were off beside the bed. And I was very confused by that. Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
You
You
probably
think-
got hot during the night.
They weren't like they were on when you went to bed, which
Correct.
is weird by itself.
What do you mean?
Were you
Well, they were
wearing
shorts.
jeans?
They were short.
Oh,
No,
okay,
but
yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't. Not jeans.
I didn't know when you said pants.
Actually,
I assumed
no.
like
Yeah,
jeans.
I like to paint that picture. I was wearing jeans when I went to bed. I
That's
woke
what I
up.
thought.
They were off.
I was like, that's kind of odd that you were wearing jeans to bed.
They were
Yeah.
off because it was uncomfortable.
Yeah.
That's
clearly.
right.
Well, what was yours, Isaiah?
Yeah, can you beat
mine. Oh yeah, I can beat it. I had this one time when I woke up, and I was like in my dorm room at college, right? And the bathroom was down the hallway. And sometimes when you wake up in the middle of the night, you don't want to walk out in the hallway, put on like your shoes and whatnot to go to the community bathroom. So you just decide that like the bottle next to you is just like
Yeah,
Oh,
there,
no.
there
a
it
good
is.
idea at
Oh,
the time. And when
no.
you're like really tired at like 2 a.m. and you wake up and try to pee in like a water bottle, usually you're not as accurate as you think.
In
And
the
then-
dark.
And then you exactly in the dark. You don't even go to like flip on the light or anything.
Yeah.
And then you end up like kind of like misting a little bit, peeing on the side of the bed. It's still 3 a.m. So then you just say, you know what? I'll just wash the sheets
Do you know
tomorrow.
why? This is why you're so comfortable with your dog peeing everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, well, I did it too, brother.
He learned it from you.
Exactly, but then you wake up in the morning and you look to your left and you see the little pee bottle and you're like, why?
You smell the smell of stale urine.
Of urine.
Uh-huh.
First thing when you wake up, just
Yeah.
urine in the nostrils. That's quite the burn.
First off, I'm glad I'm not a guy. And second off, that's why I never lived in a dorm.
Yes.
I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
Not ideal. Could I drive, walk down the hallway, and use the restroom, yes. But sometimes you just don't want to.
But what's
No.
more convenient, doing that or washing your sheets and cleaning
Exactly.
up a little bit of dribble in the
And
morning?
just like laying in like a little bit of urine.
I actually think either holding it or going to the community bathroom
Might be better.
still sounds better.
I feel
than
like
all that.
holding it means you're gonna have a whole situation.
A whole accident.
Yeah.
They were just a little dribble on the side. No, you know what? It was okay.
You guys are weird. Well, enjoy the podcast today. There's other weirdness, so that's not all. Enjoy it. Again, text 877-2RADIO-U and help us out for next week's Would You Rather. And just say hi.
We'll catch you next time.
Bye.
See you guys.
It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
Yellowstone, one of the biggest TV shows I think going right now. Would you say?
I think it is because, it had the two other spinoff stuff.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't feel like it was on as often, or when it was on, it was so popular.
Yeah.
But it's always been talked about.
And it felt huge too, I think, because it's a type of show that your parents might watch, but also you and your buddies might. You know what I mean? It's got a very
generational.
Yeah, that's right. A crossover appeal to many different people. But even as big as Yellowstone has gotten, I don't know if you've seen the reports that say Kevin Costner, the star of Yellowstone, maybe making some difficult demands to meet for the
First off,
Yellowstone.
I feel like it's just ugly gossip.
You think so?
And so you're
What are they just
now-
painting? Kevin
Yes.
Costner in
And
negative
now
light?
I didn't know you'd be the type of person to talk Kevin Costner gossip.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just seeing what's out there.
What
seeing
happens
is out
with
there.
Yellowstone is supposed to stay around it,
Yeah,
and we're not
that's
supposed to
right.
spread these ugly rumors.
That's out in the wilderness, and it's not supposed to hit us big city folk.
No,
We're
they-
not supposed to flap our tongues like that.
They said that for the next season, Kevin Costner has perhaps asked to have filming cut down to 5 days.
Yeah.
And so with his demands, it feels like allegedly, supposedly, maybe they're not able to work with him. And so should someone else come in to star?
Yeah, the reports I saw for his demands, I think they were saying
His asks.
yeah,
All right,
were,
demands is a rough word.
they were 5 day, he would do a week of filming for 8 episodes, which
For the whole season.
which doesn't sound crazy if you don't know, but that's you're filming hours and hours and hours of stuff for each episode. So that's really kind of an unreasonable ask for somebody who's the star of the show.
Well, it means he either doesn't have that many parts in it or he's trying to film something else.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, Yellowstone is a big cash cow for Paramount, the company that makes it. And if they can't make it work with Kevin Costner, it sounds like, now technically I believe this is still rumors, but it sounds like they're going to kind of end Yellowstone, the actual Yellowstone, but much like they've already done with the 2 prequel series, they're going to spin it off and make a new Yellowstone.
A Yellowstone Plus.
Yeah, and this one
Back to Yellowstone.
will star Matthew McConaughey.
I think that could be great.
What a perfect, who would fit in the Yellowstone world more than Matthew McConaughey,
I think
right?
that's a good idea. Not that we need to. Maybe things will work out.
Yeah.
So no one just, if you're
Could-
into Yellowstone, don't worry
You could
yet.
not freak out.
You don't have to worry.
But you could also get your hopes up.
You could.
You could if you really like Matthew McConaughey. I think it's good that Yellowstone is ending. Here's why.
Why?
Because I need to catch up. I've only watched a little bit of one of the prequels.
So you haven't watched the other two?
Yeah, I've watched. I started watching the one with Harrison Ford
Mm-hmm.
on Paramount Plus. But see, the problem with Yellowstone is it's on Peacock still, right?
Yeah.
So, and now that there's prequels and the actual Yellowstone, I feel like I should watch the prequels first. They might make the sequel make the actual Yellowstone make more sense.
You're right. It's a mess.
But then maybe the prequels make less sense if you don't know what's going on with actually Yellowstone. But nevertheless, I've got a lot of episodes to watch. It is something that interests me. So if they can just pause on that for a little while so I can get up to speed.
yeah, they don't mind doing this just for you.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
right.
they'll lose out on a lot of money,
They
but as
sure
long as
would.
Hudson's good.
Yeah, they do it all for me.
They did say that this is a scheduling issue with Kevin Costner, who's supposed to, for Warner Brothers, direct Horizon, which is a Western epic film that's coming soon.
See, I was going to wonder what else Kevin Costner has going on besides that thing on Fox and News or whatever nation that they advertise where he's actually at Yellowstone doing Yellowstone
Listen, if he's
real
doing
life stuff.
If he's filming another Western, can't they just film on one side?
Yeah,
and
just combine it.
film on the other for Yellowstone. Like, they're just talks. This is how you negotiate.
Yeah.
It's fine.
All right. Well, Nikki's holding out hope. We're holding out hope.
But I
for,
do like you,
Kevin
Matthew
Costner.
McConaughey. I think you'd be great.
There's room for both in our hearts.
This is Radio U's Worst of the Riot.
Did you see what we're talking about next? It's LeBron.
Oh, did he finally do his I'll just minimize it.
See, now this right here is just
I need
minimizing
you to
the
do it.
achievements.
Please.
One of probably the greatest achievement in NBA basketball.
She says, did he finally do one of his?
Did you finally do one of them things? One of them there things?
It's because I don't know the specifics, but I know what he did. But
He
because I
scored
don't know
lots
the
of points.
detail, yeah, I'm going to just sound stupid with it.
He didn't just score lots of points. He scored the most points
Not just him, but like in NBA history for
Ever.
a player.
ever. The
Okay.
most points over the course of a career ever. He broke the record last night. A night ahead of schedule, I think some would say, because he was 36 points away going into the game last night.
Was it home or an away game?
It
was home.
It was home in LA. And so he surpassed Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Now, nobody has ever scored as many points in the NBA as LeBron has. Yeah. Did you stay up and watch it, Isaiah?
I actually was awake when it happened. I was like laying down in bed.
Whoa.
Were you
We hear
awake?
the word games you're going with there.
Were you
See-
watching it, or were you just awake at that time?
I was awake at that time because I was laying down. What happened was I could hear the TV, and I
Yeah.
was laying down in my bed trying to sleep, and then I heard it happen. I didn't walk out to the living room to watch it happen live, but I was laying there in bed when I heard the eruption from the TV.
Dang, I had a tough one last night because I knew, right? The game was a late game. It's in LA. And so I was like, I'm going to go to bed, but he might break the record.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to set my alarm
to wake
try
back
to
up
wake
for
up.
it?
Yeah. And I woke up at 12:30 Eastern, and it had already happened.
Way too late. You were
Yeah,
waiting. It
what
happened.
do you mean? He needed 36 points.
It happened in like the third quarter.
I know. I didn't think he would just
He was
blow
going
through
off.
36 points.
I knew that he was gonna break the I was like pretty firm that you were gonna be able to tell if he was gonna break it in like the first 5 minutes of the game. And when I saw that he had like scored like 10 points in the first like 8 or so minutes, I was like,
Yeah.
all right, he's gonna go for it. He's gonna get it. Everybody's there. There's no way that he's gonna wait till the next game and score like the very first point of the game and
Yeah.
it be breaking the record. It obviously felt like, since it was a good game last night, a little bit more meaningful. But he broke it like at the very end of the third quarter. He had been on like a string of and ones and threes, and it was a pretty impressive night for LeBron.
So
Yeah.
38,388, and then Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was there, which was funny because they were probably like, "Hey, we're gonna need you for like 3 or 4 games.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
We don't know
Clear
when
your
it'll
schedule,
happen, but
Kareem.
can you just make sure you're coming? We'll get a seat for you."
Yeah, so LeBron, and he's going to just keep tacking them on, right? I mean, he's got at least the rest of this season plus a few more left in him. So this is a record that very likely will not be touched for the rest of our lives. And it is a little disappointing, isn't it, that he did it in a game that they still wound up losing?
Oh,
I
they
know.
did?
Yeah.
That was the
That's
part that was
not-
crappy. I was
Yeah.
really hoping they would have won the game because obviously they celebrated last night. Like he celebrated as if they had won the game.
Right.
And they did not.
Yeah, and they aren't in the position to be able to
Well, I mean,
not win games.
LeBron won the award. The Lakers
did.
didn't.
Yeah,
so.
that's right.
It is
That's
what it is.
right.
Well, congratulations. I'm glad that happened.
A huge accomplishment. And if you think we're jazzed about it, wait till you hear Nene come in later today.
Oh, that's all you guys are going to
Yeah,
hear
He's gonna
about.
eat it up.
Uh-huh.
This is The Riot. Radio U.
You know that I usually try to go to sleep before my wife.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, you know, the whole thing
No.
of we get up at 4 a.m. and so she doesn't need to. So why would she need to go to bed as early as I do?
Doesn't sound like a team player to me, but whatever.
Because sometimes that could be conflict because it's like, hey, I don't wake you up in the morning
Yeah.
when getting ready, but at nighttime, why are you still disturbing by staying up late?
Yeah, well, I guess you also could say that, it's less that I go to sleep before her and more that she stays awake after I do. But nevertheless, last night, apparently, she sent me a text I saw this morning that after I went to sleep, she says I was talking in my sleep.
Ooh.
Dangerous game.
Yeah.
Dangerous
he just can't wait to
game.
get to work to talk. You're doing breaks
Yeah,
in your
that's
sleep.
right. But you want to know what I said?
I'm
in my
afraid to
sleep?
know.
She says, all I said was, Are you going to the soiree?
Oh, jeez.
Dapper, what's
Are you
that?
going to the soiree?
I don't know if I've ever used soiree in serious terms
Did
when I
she
was
think
awake.
you were talking to her, or were you just talking and like say like did you
I
did
haven't
she think
seen
you,
her or had like a conversation since that happened last night.
Well, you get like I mean, like, does it seem like you were talking to her in your sleep, or were you just having a party in your mind,
What
like
kind
with
of
a
a
dream?
question is that?
I don't know.
How would she know?
I don't know. Like, were you looking at her? Did you have eye awake
Was there
stuff?
some sort of connection?
This is why talking in your sleep is so dangerous.
It is dangerous.
Because she could just assume I must have been talking to somebody else.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, did it seem
You
like
would
you
never
were
invite me
dreaming?
to a soiree.
It's not something that you would ever say to me. You've never said that to me. You've never used that kind of verbiage around me.
Well, then she's worried you're having a party in your dreams and you
Yeah,
didn't invite
not just
her.
a party.
A soiree.
A soiree. Yeah. So I don't know what kind of dream. I don't remember the dream or anything or why I would
Likely
say that.
story. I don't buy
Yeah,
it.
but it sounds like it was very fancy. So you guys ever talk in your sleep?
I don't think so.
I know that I do, yes.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know what I say, but I know that people have told me that I do talk in my sleep.
You ever been? So do you know anything you've ever said?
There was one time when I was spending the night with my friend, and I went through this whole phase of talking in my sleep, and I had told him, we're down 28-6, stop poking me, stop touching me, we're losing the game. That was like the main one that I remember.
Okay, so sports, all right.
That was a sports
And you're
one.
28
having
to
a
6.
party.
And Nikki just doesn't. She just sleeps.
No, I
Apparently.
I did used to have this thing where if I was like super tired, like really, really tired, I used to feel like there was a spider on the ceiling. And every so often I would just yell like, it's up there. And I remember because one time I fell out of bed because I thought it was falling on me. It was really bad. I might have been medicated. I'm not sure. But I don't think I've been like talking.
Yeah. Well, I didn't think, and I don't think this is usual unless it's so usual that my wife doesn't usually feel the need to point it out unless I say crazy things like, "Are you going to the soiree?" But I do know that in the past I've talked to my sleep before as well. So
Well,
it
she
happens
needs to
from time
record
time.
it. There's some app that's for sleep talkers.
Like the sleep app or
Yeah.
something, yeah.
And then you can post all the ones and shame people.
Uh-huh.
And there's some real weird sleep talkers.
Or maybe, sometimes your dreams, right? They say that your dreams are helping you work out stuff in real life. So maybe
You need to go to a soiree.
No, you know what
You
this
want to go to a
is?
party.
That
You know
could
what
be
this
it.
is? It's Super Bowl party.
Yeah. You want
Do
to
you
invite
want
it?
to? Do you want to have some? Like, are you going to have a party?
soiree.
Are
with
you invited to something?
everyone in fancy dress,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe well, that'd be a masquerade if we started putting on masks. But
Super Bowl soiree.
yeah, that has a nice ring to it.
It does.
It does. But do I have to throw it though? If it was,
It sounds like you
I
want
said,
to.
I said the
Deep down.
soiree. If it was, I was throwing it. I would say, "Are you going to my soiree?"
True. Are you going to a party?
I'm hosting a party
Oh!
with my parents.
Hey, a little soiree.
Yeah,
All right.
we can make it a soiree.
You're having
Yeah.
a Super Bowl party with your parents.
Yeah.
I like it.
Well, if anybody else, I'm sure there's other people out there that have great things they've said in their sleep. Unexplainable. Can you top Are You Going to the Soiree? 8772 Radio. You
Which
let
is-
us know.
It's not awful. It's just weird.
It's not.
You know, I'm sure there's some people out there that have gotten in trouble for saying things in their sleep, so
There
it could have
has to
been
be.
worse.
Hudson, Nikki, The Riot on Radio U.
I've got a diet plan that I think just about anybody could follow and supposedly lose weight. I've got the perfect diet for you. You ready?
Is it
At
the
least-
Mediterranean again?
No, it's not the Mediterranean. I will never do the Mediterranean diet. I don't care how many people tell me to.
No, it looks good, but like every study that we read about, oh, this is what you should be doing, especially when it was like closer to New Year's.
Yeah.
Every single one was like, and the number one is the Mediterranean
Yeah, that's
diet.
always the best. So, but we're going to ignore that. Instead, I've got a better diet here. I've got the all pizza diet.
Hey.
Yeah. You think you could handle that?
Well, okay, first off, it's a guy, so he can eat more.
Uh-huh.
But he says he is eating a pizza a day, and he has lost 7 pounds.
Almost 8 pounds
Almost
in
8
30
pounds.
days.
So is he just doing a calorie deficit then one at that point?
Uh-huh. Yeah, but
that's
he-
all the rage too. Calorie deficits.
Yeah. That
You
is.
can eat whatever you want, just up to a certain point.
That's the point he was trying to prove here. The guy's name is Ryan Mercer. He's a personal trainer in the UK, and he's just completed a 30-day challenge where he ate pizza for breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day and still managed to lose close to 8 pounds in 30 days.
One thing to note, though, is he was making his own pizzas.
That is.
So I feel like he could eat more pizza, probably of like a
Probably.
healthier one than, if you just went to like Papa John's or something.
Yeah. Well, it's also worth noting, too, that not only was he making it at home, but he says he had pita pizza. Why can't I say
pizzas?
pita pizzas?
Yeah.
He would make 2 pita pizzas, like that would be breakfast and lunch usually, I guess, and then a larger, like
Real
your classic
pizza.
dough pizza for dinner. So, but I mean, that makes sense. You wouldn't want to have too heavy. Like the thing about like you can eat anything you want if you do a calorie deficit diet, right? But if you're
You did
eating,
that for a while, right?
yeah, I did, but it was more of I'm gonna cut calories, not I'm going to work out a whole bunch and burn a bunch of calories.
Oh, I see.
Like this guy was doing. But it is not just food for your body, but food for thought, that you could eat whatever you want on a calorie deficit diet if you burn it all off and then some.
It's just not fair because every time that was all on TikTok.
Yeah.
Like for some reason, I found myself on that for the For You page section.
Uh-huh.
And it was just sad because the guys were like, yeah, I get out like 3,000 calories.
Yeah.
And then you get to like, well, what's my calorie deficit going to be? What's mine as a
Well.
lady? And for some reason, it's less. Unless you work out, then you get a little bit more wiggle room.
You work out and
I
you
do.
10,000 steps a day now. You've got, what, a 2-day streak of that?
I can have 2 slices of pizza.
Yeah, you just keep walking. You add another 10,000 steps on, you can eat literally anything.
Well, I looked at the calorie deficit thing, but I do like low carb.
Yeah.
Not keto, but low carb.
Well, that sounds a lot less
And
fun.
so I just can't do pizza.
Yeah, but if you switch to the calorie deficit, maybe.
I'd be going to McDonald's. Like,
Yeah.
I would literally tell them at the thing, like, let's count the calories, shall
Uh-huh.
we? They say for this guy, he spent about $12 a day on ingredients, and he did it just through January to kind of show you, like, oh, you could have whatever you kind of want and still have some healthier goals.
And this is interesting too. He said between like the smaller pita pizzas he would make and then the one bigger pizza, he says that he thinks that equivocates. It's the equivalent of about 10 pieces of pizza, or regular slices of pizza per day. So I don't know if that would. I wonder if I was only eating pizza, how many pieces of pizza would I need all day to fill me up and like, keep me going?
Because you could eat
Especially
more.
if I was burning a bunch of calories along the way.
If it was your whole meal, like throughout the entire day, I could eat more than 10.
Yeah, I think 10 feels
his
light.
daily calorie intake was actually set to like 2,100 and then 2,700 on Saturday and Sunday. Ooh, a weekend.
Ooh.
Weekend calories.
I don't know. I mean, with any of these things, you have to really stick to it. But then again, this is inspiring because this feels like the kind of diet, and I don't just mean just eating pizza, but I mean like the calorie deficit thing. It's a little tempting. I might have to think about it and then probably not act on it.
Oh, I love that.
The Riot with Hudson and Nikki on Radio U.
All right, it's Would You Rather Wednesday.
I feel like Isaiah came up with this one.
Actually,
we know we came up with this one together.
we
Did
worked
you?
together.
Aw.
But I think we workshopped it, but I think at the end of the day, both ideas were mine.
I
Would You Rather Wednesday today
Isaiah, just let him have it.
I'll
All
just
right?
let him
You be
have
the
this.
better
It's
person.
Super Bowl themed. And so the question is, would you rather at the Super Bowl sing the national anthem
Oh gosh.
or go streaking at some point during the game?
During the game?
Yeah, full
And
naked too,
And
full
we're talking
nudity.
Super Bowl or like just a
Super Bowl.
We're talking
A-
Super Bowl.
Super Bowl.
like a small non-attended sporting event.
No, this is the biggest sporting event in the world.
Wow, I would
Watched by hundreds of millions of people.
complete naked
Complete naked.
and complete singing, or like can
Sing
I
the
use
whole
a-
song.
You're singing the whole thing. I mean, it's you. You're performing
Yeah.
it.
But sometimes it's live but not live.
Oh, no, you're live.
Like,
No,
okay,
you-
live completely.
In front of all the fans,
Wow.
everyone watching on TV,
This would-
homes across America.
I think I'd pass out or throw up if I did both. Like, that'd be too nerve-wracking. All right, well, you want everybody to text in on Would You Rather? Which one would you choose?
Would you rather streak at the Super Bowl or sing the national anthem at the Super Bowl? 8772 Radio U. Do you guys, any of you, I mean, Nikki clearly not capable of either. Isaiah, would you like to answer now?
What I would do?
Yeah.
See,
I see you streaking.
I went back and forth on this, and I think the streaking would be less embarrassing
You think so?
than the singing, because I think if I was the streaker, I would get away. They would never catch me. You'd never know it's me. But if I was singing the national anthem,
You're standing there.
everyone would know it's me. And I looked into it, too, to see, because if I got paid to sing the national anthem, right?
Yeah.
I would obviously pick that one, because you would think that the person who does the national anthem would get paid a lot of money. Fun fact. Super Bowl performers at halftime and who do the national anthem do not get paid.
No, it's like you're getting the publicity
It's
for
the
it.
honor
You do
of
not
singing
get
the
to,
national anthem.
So it would not be an honor for me to stand up there and embarrass myself. I would rather streak, and I think that I would get away.
But you could kickstart a career, even
could.
if you were not a good singer. You could like kick off a social media career.
You could.
Whereas if you get caught, if you were streaking, then you can never come back again.
Yeah, it is hard to
You
come
get
back from
punished.
that. And the funny thing, too, is like when someone's like on the field and they're streaking, there's like two different sides of it. Once you get on the field, everyone's against you. Like they want you to get like laid out or tackled. Once you make it back into the stands, the fans have converted. They're on your side. They want you to get out of there, too.
That never happens.
What do you say? They never get to escape. Me, I would escape.
But I also don't see a lot of naked streakers. You just
Usually
see,
it's like underwear, or
they're
like
just
even someone just
running.
running out there with clothes on.
Isaiah used to be really fast, so I get why he thinks he could outrun everybody.
you're mean today.
I still for sure.
What? You're not faster than NFL
If
players.
someone, like, I'm not worried about the NFL players. If they are chasing me, then therefore, yes, I'm going to get caught down. If I'm looking at security guards that are running around, and let's say they're in similar shape to Hudson, and they're, like, chasing me, I know I will escape. I know I will
It's the
escape.
Super Bowl. They don't have Pudgy McGee doing security. They got the best of the best.
That's what
You're
you
right.
think.
It's
That's
the
what you
A-team.
think.
Yeah.
All right, well, I got a bunch of text messages, so give a second to think about it and text in Would You Rather for Would You Rather Wednesday. The choices in honor of the Super Bowl on Sunday. Would you rather sing the national anthem or streak in the middle of the game?
The Riot. Radio U.
But now the matter at hand. Would you rather Wednesday? The question is, would you rather, with the Super Bowl coming up, sing the national anthem at the Super Bowl or streak completely buck naked? What does that mean, buck naked?
I want to know its
Completely
origin.
buck naked at the Super Bowl. Isaiah says he would rather be streaking. He also thinks he can outrun everyone on the field and get back into the stands.
But then you'd be the naked guy in the stands.
Yeah.
They'd find you.
I would get out of the stadium. You know, you just have to leave at that point. But I think there's a chance that I can get out of the embarrassment with the streaking.
Yeah.
There's no chance that I can get out of the embarrassment of the singing.
Now,
Well, Aiden says something.
Okay.
It says, hey, nobody criticizes the streaker, no matter what kind of body you have.
True.
Everyone judges, though, the singer,
I don't
especially
know.
the national anthem singer. They're always criticized.
Yeah, that is true.
yeah, but like with the
And they're real
streakers,
singers.
though, the streakers usually it's like, well, I don't know. I don't know if this would work in your favor or not. Because with streakers, it's especially if they have like some cause, like if it's a PETA thing or something.
Yeah.
Then people get upset with them. They're like, "What are you even interrupting this game for?" And but Isaiah, you don't have a cause.
I wouldn't even have a cause.
Yeah.
So therefore they couldn't be upset with
right.
me. They couldn't be upset with me then.
But
Yeah.
I think, though, the streaking part naked is what makes it like a criminal offense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I looked up. I said, what happened? You know, it says,
First of all, Stephon Diggs throws his shoulder into you.
I looked it up. I said, what is the penalty for streaking at a football game? It says you'll be arrested and charged with at least trespassing, possibly spend a night in jail. Minimum fine seems to be $250.
But that's not naked.
Some cases including 1 to 10 days
Oh
in
yeah,
jail.
public indecency.
Public indecency adds more to
I don't
it.
know. The Super Bowl's in Arizona this year. You might be able to get away with it.
Rachel says, I'd rather sing the national anthem. It's been butchered by so many really famous people that Rachel's singing wouldn't even be a blip on the embarrassment scale. Thank you, Rachel.
All right, you want to know my answer?
Oh, yeah.
I would sing the national anthem.
Not surprised. You have a great voice.
I know. First of all, I'd nail it. Second of all, for the streaking, think about it. Not only are you going to get tackled, tased, possibly, it's the Super Bowl. They're not going to hold back. You're going to be embarrassed. You're going to be embarrassed if you streak Actual NFL players are going to be looking down at you. You could have Patrick Mahomes staring at your junk, and he's like, what are you doing out here? Who wants that? And finally, and this is a huge point, you have to pay to get into the Super Bowl. You know how many thousands of dollars that is? We talked about that.
Oh,
You're paying
and then you're getting kicked
thousands and thousands. You're going to get
Fourth
fined
quarter
on
streak.
top of it.
Yes, at the end.
So
You got to go in the fourth quarter. If you're doing it before halftime, you don't care about
and
the
then
game.
you're interrupting the game, and everybody's upset with you.
But then
No,
if
everybody
you,
loves you. Nobody is upset with you.
I don't think they do.
If you watch a streaker on live television, number one, they won't even show you because they want to try to avoid it. But everybody at home wants them to show the streaker, and everybody at home wants the streaker to make it out of there. They're cheering for the streaker. Like when they're running around the field, you're hoping deep down that they don't catch him.
You have
and he's running around for
friends
as long as possible.
outside who will then catch you when you run out the stadium naked, throw your clothes on, and you're out. Billy chose streak definitely from end zone to end zone.
I like your style.
That's a bold move.
Listen, name one famous streaker. You can't.
No.
It's a dead end.
But
A dead end.
Name one
it's the end.
famous national anthem singer.
we have a hard time with that,
can't.
too.
What do you mean?
Who's a famous national anthem singer?
I mean, some of the greatest stars of all time have sung the national anthem, or the most famous anthem of all, Jimi Hendrix. That was a
Jimi
guitar.
Hendrix isn't a national anthem singer.
I don't
wouldn't
know
say.
how to play the guitar,
He's a
so
star.
I couldn't equal
Well,
that.
I think
but
after all this discussion, I think I am going to choose the national anthem.
Yes.
But maybe you and I can
Ooh.
do it while I cry sobbing during it.
yeah, I'll yeah. What a juxtaposition it would
be
be.
awful.
Me with all the confidence in the
Bold.
world, and Nikki sobbing.
crying.
I
Not
like
in-
it.
But
They'll
it'll
be
just
like-
it'll just be like you're overcome with emotion.
I know they're going to like,
Yeah.
she loves
She-
America.
yes, she does.
And you'll be drowned out by the jets flying overhead and everything. It'll be actually beautiful.
And then
So.
and then I'll streak in the fourth quarter, and then afterwards we'll see who gets more mentions on Twitter. I have a good feeling it'll be me.
Well, it doesn't matter. We're not going. But that was your Would You Rather Wednesday. Would you rather at the Super Bowl streak, or would you rather sing the national anthem?
Thanks for watching the worst of the riot. Since you made it this far, you might as well like, subscribe, and check out riot.radiou.com for even more riot.